Barack Obama is the 44th President of the United States and is also the first African-American president to serve in office. He's a 53-year-old Democrat who was born in Hawaii on August 4, 1961. He attended Occidental College, Columbia University, and Harvard Law School. He was elected to presidency in 2008 and then re-elected again in 2012. His political career began, however, in 1996 when he was elected to the Illinois State Senate. His campaign goal was to end combat in both Iraq and Afghanistan.
Obama's domestic policy focuses primarily on issues with healthcare, education, the economy, and immigration. Obama's healthcare domestic policy mainly revolves around Obamacare, also known as the Patient Protection and Affordable Care Act, which, although controversial, reformed the health industry by requiring all Americans to have health care by 2014. This also expanded quality medical care to the many uninsured Americans. Obama also had the Patients' Bill of Rights passed in 2010, which helps and protects both children and adults from healthcare injustices like the right to see your desired doctor.
Obama's goal for education in the United States is to use education to have America be the superpower of the 21st century. This includes improving technology for tracking students' progress, improving teachers and principals, and investing $400 million in schools, which occurred in 2012 to help individualized education programs and promote competition among school districts. Another goal is the most college completion in the world by 2020, which is being achieved by increasingly making college more affordable.
To help improve the economy and grow it from the middle out, Obama created the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act in 2009 and hopes to make new jobs and save old ones, start economic activity, and invest to create long-term growth and be transparent in government spending. The act will utilize the economy to achieve these goals by making tax cuts, fund entitlement programs, and create funding for federal contracts. This act has no end date as it's intended to have long-term effects. As a result of Obama's economic policy, unemployment has fallen from 10% to 6% over the last 6 years, and the deficit has been cut in half. Obama's ideal immigration goal is to have a humane deportation system so that criminals are deported, not families. He created the DAPA and DACA, which means that deferred action is put in place, putting off deportation. Many states, however, 26 of them exactly, have blocked the expansion of DACA, which temporarily and legally puts off deportation, going against President Obama's order.
Obama's administration's foreign policy focuses on the war on terror, Syrian airstrikes, and Russian relations. Obama has shown that he is attempting to remove American armed forces from both Afghanistan and Iraq to allow both countries to establish national police forces and military. In his inaugural address, Obama stated that he would withdraw troops from foreign areas. But he put 30,000 troops into Afghanistan. Some saw this as hypocritical. One of the benefits of the additional presence in Afghanistan was the U.S. captured bin Laden. The U.S., under Obama, has continually sent supplies to fend off Islamic extremists. Overall, we have seen Obama's intention of exiting our military presence. However, he has used American forces to protect local government interests and attack terrorist organizations. ISIS is currently a threat to the U.S. and terrorizes Syria and Iraq. Obama has sent military advisors to Iraq to help train the Iraqi military on how to counterattack the ISIS forces. Also, Obama has been conducting airstrikes, the first launched in September, and they target strategic ISIS positions. Obama decided to conduct the airstrikes without congressional approval, which caused another rift between Obama and the leaders of Congress. In retaliation of the airstrikes, ISIS has posted videos of their cold-blooded executions. Only Iraq and Syria have ground forces that have been in battle with ISIS. However, neither force seems capable of defeating them. Obama does not use ground forces to defeat ISIS, and most of the other Arab nations share the same philosophy.
After the Cold War, relations between the U.S. and Russia were fairly open. The U.S. and Russia had begun to partner on specific issues or topics such as the International Space Station and on nuclear security. However, the times have now changed and the Russian economy began to rebound during the oil boom, which allowed Russian investment back into their military. As Vladimir Putin gained control in Russia, his attitude towards the U.S. became more antagonistic. The latest Russian involvement with the Ukrainian rebels has highlighted Putin's ambitions to return Russia to a world power. Obama deals with a different Russia that did not exist for the other presidents. His current strategy is to manage the Russian situation through economic influences and restrictions in order to move Russia toward a more favorable compromise. So far, the economic sanctions, while inflicting harm on the Russian economy, the Russian strategy has not changed or been modified to a passive position.
Obama's legacy will most likely be linked to his inability to cooperate and make compromises with the Republican Party. He has failed to pass legislation that appeals to both parties. In addition, he has successfully demilitarized Iraq and Afghanistan. However, each country is left with little power to actually police themselves and protect themselves from extremist organizations. Lastly, he has improved the healthcare field with 11 million people having access to healthcare and patients having increased rights in this field.